So you've seen this before. You're going to see it again all across the country. So legislation pending in the State House in Delaware would allow children to get abortions or sex changes without notifying their parents. So their parents' insurance would pay for this, but the parents don't have a right to know. Democrats back this bill, of course, and say flat out abortion and gender transition related services are covered. So your kids can have abortions and sex changes, and Democratic politicians in Delaware and many other states don't want you to know about it. So if there was ever an effort to destroy the nuclear family this obvious, we're not aware of what it might be. Terry Schilling is the president of the American Principles Project and joins us tonight to assess. Terry, thanks so much for coming on. The parent's relationship with his or her children is sacrosanct. Like, politicians aren't allowed to get in the middle of that, you would think. And yet Democrats in Delaware and many other states are trying to destroy that relationship. Who's fighting back against this?
Well, there are parents primarily there that are fighting back against this, Tucker, and they're being organized primarily at the local level. There are efforts at the national level. My organization, American Principles Project, is building what we call the NRA for families, but ultimately this is going to be about parents taking back control of their kids' education directly. We have to make these people pay a political price when they hurt our families. Tucker, you said it best. This is really about abolishing the family. The progressives would say that they're liberating children from the parental constraints and the parental oppression and the patriarchy. Really, they're destroying them. Their goal is to liberate these children to achieve full equity and full equality, and they will achieve that. We'll just all be equally miserable and terrible and sad. It'll destroy the country, it'll destroy the economy, and it'll destroy us as individuals if we allow these states to do this. And it's really important, Tucker, to pay attention to Delaware. They are on the cutting edge. They were the first state in the nation to codify Roe. They were the first state in the nation to redefine parenthood. That was in 2009, well before gay marriage passed. So we have to pay attention, because what happens in Delaware ends up spreading to a lot of other states.
Yeah, I mean, they hate their fathers. That's the basis of their politics. I get it. But that does not give them a right to mess with our kids. They always want to mess with your kids. Why not pick on adults? Why do they have to take your children, brainwash them, cancel your family ties to your own kids, your parental authority? Like, why can't we just draw a line at our children, I wonder?
Well, it's because children are very vulnerable to ideas, right? I mean, if you look at the ecosystem that the progressives have created, it's a full-fledged ecosystem. And it's not, the story's much bigger than just what the legislation will do to insurance companies and the explanation of benefits. What no one's talking about is that these schools in Delaware all have school-based health clinics. And when parents sign out, they sign those permission slips in the beginning of the year, signing away a bunch of consent forms, they sign a consent form that allows these school-based health clinics to treat their children, and they give away their rights to stop them. And I think most parents think it's going to be ibuprofen or anything like that, yeah, right. But it's much worse. But kids are susceptible to these ideas. I mean, especially these little kids with the sex ed classes and the gender identity classes. They still believe in Santa Claus, right?
It's more than 1 million Americans have pulled their kids out of public schools in the last year. There's going to be a collapse of schools. People are running away from this stuff. It's too scary. It's too threatening. And I appreciate the work that you're doing in this. Terry, thanks so much. Subscribe to the Fox News YouTube channel to catch our nightly opens, stories that are changing the world and changing your life. From Tucker Carlson tonight.